Hi, and welcome back to Color the Magic and these Frequency Writer messages for July 2025. My name is Marie Mohler, and I'm an author, creative spirit, and a messenger of living a rich, inspired, authentic, and abundant life as divine creative heroes. And here we are on the cusp of July 2025. Themes that I see emerging for this next month. And of course, all these frequencies journey with us through the remainder of this year. We are in 2025 in the midpoint of the Ascension decade. And somehow July bends us towards the last half of this Ascension decade. So this is a very powerful time, and the themes I see coming up for this month are how the light touches and illuminates all things, leading the way through the 8-8 Lion's Gate, which feels particularly potent, especially for those in the Northern Hemisphere who are experiencing a lot of these heat waves. I think there's all kinds, like multi-dimensional heat that's coming through July and August, no matter what hemisphere you live in on the planet. So I think we're all going to be feeling this. And also another theme includes yods and other potent frequencies impacting us from the summer solstice and reclaiming our optimal timelines. So I have a lot of messages prepared for you today, but those are some of the more salient themes. So let's take a deeper dive into the big picture review. So I've already touched on the fact that the light is touching all things in July 2025. The light is infusing all things, and the light is seeking to realign all things with the truth of divine creation, the law of one, and the love of God's source creator. We are palpably feeling these shifts. And even people who are not awake that this is even happening, that we are in an ascension decade, that we are in a very potent year in 2025, setting the course for the next, 4.5 years at this point of this ascension decade. There's so much that's shifting and rolling out as the old system and paradigm falls away and the new system emerges in our world around us that we're actually going to see and experience. But those shifts, those ascension shifts, are happening inside us. So here's a question. What does this inpouring and epic expansion of light mean in our daily lives? Everything hidden is being made known on a macro and micro level, on a global and personal scale. As within, so without kind of thing, right? And we will feel this light expanding all the way through the 8-8 Lion's Gate and journey with that energy through the end of the year. This is a potent time. And speaking about that, Dr. Paul Panzica will be joining me this month to talk about the energies of the summer solstice that we just passed through on the 20th into the 21st of June, and the potency of 3 yods that are impacting our ascension journeys in very profound ways right now. So I invite you to stay tuned for those insights that will for sure inform the divine creative hero inside all of us, and also how that applies to us in our now. And so as we're feeling these energies of the potency of June, July, August, the heat that's really pouring in, really helping humanity as a collective take the turn in the direction that we're headed towards 2030. Okay, this has been, as I say often, this ascension decade is a decade of change in multidimensional ways, on multidimensional levels, in every aspect of our being and in every aspect of life on this planet. So we are feeling the impacts of that on a macro and micro level. And to that point, here's a question. Are you finding it difficult to distract yourself, even the healthiest of distractions, whatever they may be, from the inner work we all must be doing? And as we talk about these infusions of light that are touching all things that I'm feeling emerging in a more potent way in June, setting the course for August's 8-8 Lionsgate and all the energies that's going to bring. I found myself stating this out loud this week. I'm not able to vibrationally distract myself away from what my body is tired of holding and carrying. Can anyone relate to that? Our bodies have been holding the records of our journeys here for centuries and centuries of time. All that is unresolved or in need of the healing power of our own light is surfacing. The only way out is through. Truly, we are called more than ever before to feel our way through. We must feel to heal. And that means we must be willing to feel what we have not yet been able or willing to face. That could be wounds, traumas, misperceptions, miscommunications, lack, not being enough, anxiety, fear, something we're carrying in our body that we don't want to acknowledge that is going on with our health in some way. There's all kinds of things we can be carrying that we have wanted to distract ourselves away from in one way or another. And I'm feeling that our bodies are not going to wait any longer. So the ascension has been drawing our consciousness, our spirituality, our mental acuity and awareness, right? Our mental fitness, of course, our physical fitness. But when I'm talking about the level of the body, right? The body, mind, spirit, soul. The body keeps the score. The body has all the vibrational records of anything that we've ever experienced. And I mean ever. And that is what is surfacing in my view, in my experience. That is what is coming through our body to express to us what it will no longer hold for us. It's like we keep passing off these backpacks of our experiences filled with all kinds of memories and shards of energy. And, they can be good memories, but oftentimes the ones that we're passing off, of course, are the backpacks that have that like hot potato inside that we don't want to acknowledge to ourselves. And some of this is even at the subconscious level. That's what's coming up in me as I unpack some of my discomforts, some of my worries. I would even say for me, it's been showing up in some anxiety. What I am unpacking is this awareness of the layers of that anxiety and taking me back to, we're going to talk about this today, very first and second chakra focused issues, right? And wounds. And as I unpacked one layer, another layer is there. And as I unpack another layer is there. And I have to say, I've been doing work for a while, as many of you have. I've been working on the layers. It's not that I've been sleeping this whole time. No, I've been actively engaged in my divine creative hero's journey. I think since I arrived on the planet. But what is occurring in my experience is something that my body is revealing to me just what a record of my life's experiences it is. The body keeps the score. The body holds the records. The body is saying, and remember, that is what houses our experiences. It's the only way souls can inhabit the earth in physical form is in a body. And in my experience, and I wonder if this is true for you, things are showing up in my body. My body is communicating with me in a way that is different from my mind, in a way is different than my spirit, in a way that is different from my zest and enthusiasm for creativity and creation and all of that. My body is showing me the aspects of me that haven't felt safe, for instance, on this planet, in this journey, at this time, where we knew it was going to be so intense, but we have all the carryover from past lives, and we have all of that carryover coming to fruition in this lifetime, to date, to this now moment, cumulatively, where the body is saying, I don't want to hold that backpack anymore. And as we clear that one, there's another backpack that the body is essentially ready to make known to us again, and then unload, clear, cleanse, and release for all time. We're not carrying these old 3D sacks of wounds and traumas and all the stuff that I've mentioned. We're not bringing that with us. But this is not a mental exercise. This is a soul exercise, and the body wants to reunite with our soul. It wants to commune with who we really are, but it's been so weighted down. It's asking for our attention. And so when I talk about these wounds and traumas and these things, are you finding that you cannot distract yourself? Even the healthiest of distractions, right? Even if it's like, oh, something comes up and you're feeling it in your body and you're like, oh, I'll go for a walk. And you'll distract yourself with that healthy distraction. I believe we need to make room, make time for stillness. We have to make time to feel. So here I say, but as we courageously endeavor to rise in these times, so too will all the cooperative components rise inside us, supporting us to have all that we need to listen and honor what needs our feeling full attention so we can move through it and arrive on the other side of it. That's the invitation. We are here to remember the Christed light within us. This is who we are, and the Christ light wants to shine. But we have these backpacks, these sacks of old frequencies that we're carrying that is part of our dimmer switch. And even though we're ready to shine with that Christed light, there are aspects of us that still go unnoticed, that still go unwitnessed, that still go unacknowledged, and that still go unhealed, uncleared. So I truly believe there are aspects of us showing up that our body is holding as the record of our soul's experiences in form in this realm. We have to engage the fullness of our attention, the fullness of our feelings, and give them the attention that they deserve, but they truly require at this time. So that is really a powerful statement, what I said, and I'm going to be marinating on that myself in the next couple of weeks as we enter July. And I invite you to feel that, how I'm not able to vibrationally distract myself from what my body is tired of holding. And the question is, how do we distract ourselves? What are the healthy distractions? What are the unhealthy distractions that don't really serve us? And then what may be something that our body is tired of holding? What might be some of those sacks or backpacks that you've passed over to your body? Say, here, hold this. Here, hold this. Here, can you take this for me? I don't really want to carry this anymore. And it's not that we released those things. We just passed it to the body to hold on to it. And that's what's also showing up in some health issues, because I think that's one way that our bodies are communicating with us. Our bodies want our attention. Our bodies want to ascend with us, but our bodies are so weighted down. And the body, mind, spirit, right? All those aspects, the spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental aspects of us all want to rise and integrate as cooperative components of the divine essence that we are and move into this ascended reality, move into this timeline of God. But the body is saying, we can't go anywhere till we deal with this. And I'm still left, what? Holding the bag. That's something that I think is really coming up. And that light that's touching all things that I see coming through in July, this heat, this infusion of exponential light codes, they're wonderful and they're here to inspire us, but they're also flushing to the surface things that we have not wanted to feel and see in our own physical beingness. And it just can't wait anymore. It just can't wait, because the Christ light is designed to shine, and it is calling us to nurture these aspects within our body, within our physical body structures, our temples, so that we can be these projectors of this epic, radiant, Christed light. This is who we are. This is the work I see for all of us, new layers of that work to clear what we have in the records of our bodies that we're holding as traumas and wounds. So not the most fun work, but very, very critical to this ascension process and in this ascension decade. So even in the wildness of these ascension journeys happening every day, there are equally extraordinary opportunities for clarity, soul liberation, happiness, fulfillment, and the reclamation of our optimal timelines, our true timelines. So as Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker said, let's take back the world, our own. That is our only true point of power, the choices we make about the direction of our energetic attention. So that's powerful. We maybe can't as one person reclaim the world, the whole planet, right? But we can reclaim our own inner world. We can reclaim our own divinity. We can remember that that is our all-time state of being. That is the allness of who we are. When we're focused on allowing that to emerge through us, and we are allowing the layers of the wounds and traumas and all the things I just talked about that our bodies are holding. And as we feel them, we are healing them and we are reclaiming our world, our own body temples, our Merkabas, right? Our energetic, divine, multidimensional time-space vehicles. This is that time. And our only true point of power is the choices that we make about the direction of our energetic attention. So direct wisely, right? Choose wisely how we're directing our energetic attention. And that includes allowing ourselves to direct some of our most potent energy each day to witnessing what's in our bodies, in our records that it's showing us in sleep issues, health issues, anxiety, whatever's coming to the surface for us. And instead of distracting ourselves away, which is getting more and more difficult by the day, if you find yourself distracting yourself, those are things to at least write down and make time in your day later or that week to give some conscious breathing and some time in the stillness to feel what is surfacing in you that needs your attention so that it can clear, so that you can experience the clarity and soul liberation and happiness, etc. I have been going through old journals and old documents and lots of things that have been holding a lot of energy that have been in my attic. And it occurred to me that I've got old records stored in my house, but also in the house of my own body, right? The house of my soul. So those are outer reflections in those journals and in those old documents and files and all that stuff that is just holding an energy that I don't need to hold anymore. I've already journeyed through those aspects. So I've been shredding them and clearing them. So again, this is just one way as I embark on this journey in my own life and, engage this as a spiritual practice now in my ascension journey. Where are you holding old records that need to be released so that you can experience the extraordinary opportunities of clarity and soul liberation and happiness and joy and ease and all those beautiful high vibrational frequencies and energies? So let's reclaim the magnificence of our divinity and know above all else that the light is victorious in us already right now as an forever state of being, as an eternal state of our essence. The light is victorious in us because we know it deep in our hearts to be true. It is all that is. We are exiting the illusion. We are doing the inner work of all the things we're talking about as the light touches all things and infuses all things. The light is seeking to realign all things, which is us, with the truth of divine creation and the love of God's source creator and Mother Earth and the Great Mother, right? So let's just be feeling that as we journey through some of these insights and messages for July 2025, and also as parcels of energy that we're all experiencing on some level in this entire ascension decade. But we're in the thick of it. We're in the heat of it right now, at the midpoint of this ascension decade, because this is where we pivot forward. This is where we journey forth and we set the stage for our emergence into God's true creation and timeline again. And we return to the garden, right? So on this next two slides, I just wanted to spotlight a few things to give language, because some people might struggle to say, what are these challenges and things I may be holding in my body that I'm not acknowledging, right? We have current stressors that many are feeling or may be facing. These can include financial systems challenges like economic uncertainty and inflation pressures, global financial stability risks, banking sector vulnerabilities. We have Basel III going active on July 1, and that is basically making gold a tier 1 asset, which is making gold, this is Marie's language, it makes gold money again. Banks can use gold again as reserves with zero risk. That's what Basel III is. So Basel III is going to have a huge impact on the financial systems of this world, whether it's on that day that it creates a major ripple or it takes a little while to trickle through the systems. I don't know. But that's a huge thing that's happening in July 2025. And consumer financial strain. This is another way that we're feeling these financial challenges. And if you're not personally feeling challenged, the collective is feeling a lot of these energies. And, we are experiencing it through the collective at the very least. So, number two, political landscapes challenges. There's geopolitical tensions and conflicts and declining trust in institutions. There's so many things happening all around the globe and also here in the US where I live. And so we're all feeling it. We're all witnessing it. We're all experiencing it on some level. And so these are things that our body is holding the records of these through time and now in the current present time, right? People might be experiencing health challenges. Again, think the body, it's holding the records. It is asking us to pay attention to what it needs to show to us. And we can listen. We can listen and shift from that state of dis-ease to ease again. That is part of this infusion of light that's happening. Unexpecteds, right? I think this is still a time where we can expect the unexpected. And that has its own frequencies of kind of not feeling totally secure or safe or certain. There's a lack of certainty in the world right now. We're really shifting everything. The land beneath our feet is changing, and we are changing with it. So number 5, the surfacing of old traumas and wounds to be seen and cleared. We've talked about that. Number 6, strained relationships or relationship issues surfacing for review. Maybe you've worked through some of those layers, but maybe there's other layers and aspects of a relationship that now your body is saying, now it's time for these. Now it's time for these layers, right? We are so multi-layered, multi-dimensional, and we have all kinds of unique multi-dimensional pockets that we've tucked energy here and there when we haven't had the skills or the time or the energy or whatever it might be to face those frequencies. And now we need to feel them. So it's probably coming up through our bodies. It's coming up through our relationships. It's coming up through just about everything we interact with every day, including our own thoughts. Number 7, jobs, income, lack, scarcity, financial insecurity and instability. I think that is a theme that many are experiencing. I talked about those first and second chakra fears, worries, and imbalances, the shadow aspects of our first and second chakras when things are imbalanced. That's what's showing up. That's what we need to feel to heal so that those first and second chakras can really shine their vibrant colors and join like our higher dimensional chakras, of course, like the upper chakras, right? The throat, the brow, the crown, all of that. They want to work together as a high vibrational fifth dimensional being working in unison in tandem with each other. But those first and second chakra fears, worries, and imbalances are often carrying the 3D matrices, wounds, and traumas that we just haven't cleared out yet. But the body is saying, no, no, I'm still holding the records. I'm still keeping score. And until we release these bags, these backpacks, these sacks of frequencies, we're still tethered here. So these are other things that are rattling around our energy fields, whether they're conscious or not known to us. They're still there. Number 9, awareness that the old systems are breaking down. We're feeling that. Those of us that are more engaged in the new systems emerging, I think we'll navigate those that ascension weather a little bit better, or maybe with a little bit greater ease or groundedness. But we're all feeling it. We're all feeling the systems breaking down. And then, so we're feeling it on an individual basis, but we're feeling it on a collective level. So even if you're not stressed personally, your body is able to sense the stress in other people around you, in your family, in your local community, when you go to work. Your body is picking up on all these frequencies and all of these signals. So we're feeling it. We're definitely feeling it. And number 10, being stretched in between the worlds to bridge the gaps. We are the ones being stretched in between the worlds. We're feeling that stretchiness. And I've talked about years ago about that need to be divinely flexible. But I think there's new meaning to those same awarenesses, right? There's new depth, I guess I'd say, to things we've already discussed before. And so we are being stretched in these in-between times, in between the worlds. We are the bridges between the two realms or multidimensional realms, but we are the bridges between these worlds that we're starting to feel, palpably experience more and more and more. And we're feeling the chasms, we're feeling the gaps, but then remember, you're the bridge to the gaps. It's you, it's us. Right? Okay. And so the second slide, I just wanted to spotlight where we are headed. I believe we are headed to metals and commodities backed money, real money again, and assets. And if you have interest in talking more about these things and discussing some options that you might be interested in, please reach out to me at frequencywriter@gmail.com. So where we are headed, metals and commodities backed money and assets, so exciting. There's a whole world emerging and expanding and unfolding right before us. But if people don't know where to look, they're just not seeing it. You might just be feeling the old systems failing, but you're not aware of the new systems that are already here. The rails for all of that is already here. So it's not that we're just going to be in free fall. There's already the new system that we're moving into. Number 2, freedom from debt enslavement. That's how we've lived on an incarcerated planet, right? That was my movie trailer that I made with my co-creative partners, but it was freeing an incarcerated world, right? You don't have to be in prison, literally a prison, to be incarcerated. No, many people, we've all been enslaved through debt and taxation and all of these things. So that's number 3, the elimination of tax enslavement systems. Everything's changing in a really beautiful way. It could feel a little shaky and quaky. It can feel a bit overwhelming sometimes at just the scale of how epic change is rolling out on the planet. But these are all things to liberate the divine souls who have courageously walked this earth for as long as we all have. Number 4, more time for stillness and conscious breathing. Critical. More time for stillness and conscious breathing. Number 4. I can't stress that enough. Number 5, more time with our families, leisure time, and having time with those that we love, doing the things that we love. More time to create. Critical. It's critical to the new earth that we have this leisure time, this creative time, this time in the muse, right? More time to learn, grow, evolve, and explore self and soul discovery with ourselves and other people in community, in our families, in our soul groups, however that begins to emerge for us. Number 8, more time to see and experience our beautiful earth planet. More time for that. I want to travel all over the world, and I have not been a traveler. And so I'm really looking forward to new transportation systems. I don't know if people saw, but Trump signed an executive order for all kinds of basically future tech for transportation becoming our now. But in that executive order, it names flying cars. Flying cars are going to be a real thing in the near future. Remember, we are in this epic ascension decade and we can expect the unexpected. And sometimes that means challenges, but sometimes that means amazing tech that's going to change our lives and make everything so much easier for that leisure time we're going to have more of. Number 9, more time to do things that we love and to spend time with those that we love and to spend time in places that we want to explore and feel and experience. So number 10, more time to innovate. We need the innovators, the artists, the engineers, the architects, the creatives. This is why that divine creative hero is being summoned forth in my messages. You're that divine creative hero. We are here to innovate and to create. Number 11, more time to be the amazing divine souls we were always meant to be. We were always divinely designed to be. And of course, much, much more. We are headed into a world that we can't possibly fathom fully because it's so expansive. It defies words. It defies explanation, but you feel it to know it, to travel there. And that's why we're doing both. We're acknowledging our stressors. Where are we carrying these stressors in our bodies? And how can we feel it to face it and release it? And then let's spend some time in where we are headed. So like I said, if you want to talk about the things that I see emerging and how you might access some of those things, reach out to me at frequencywriter@gmail.com. Okay, so very quickly, I did mention that Dr. Paul Panzica and I are going to be podcasting this month, reviewing his summer solstice article for June and some very potent yods. He will explain what a yod is. And I just copied a couple excerpts from his summer solstice article. You can find his work on beyondthesoulsmeridian.org on the web. But I wanted to spotlight his first few thoughts that he shares in the article. Undeniably, the celestial alignments of the summer solstice suggest the cosmic presence of Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, which also happens to be the symbol of the Aquarian age. What age are we moving into? The Aquarian age. And so I'm also going to go into the muse about the Vitruvian Man. I even have a song today about the Vitruvian Man, those frequencies. And I didn't have a lot of time to explore that in putting together this video today, but I at least wanted to share with you that when I looked up the Vitruvian Man and what was the spiritual symbology, and I know Dr. Panzica will bring a lot more insight to this. But the Vitruvian Man, I believe they were saying, is a mirror, is a reflection of like the blueprint of the universe in us and the balance in the universe and the divine sacred balance inside us. And so that mirroring and that calling in the Vitruvian Man, which also happens to be the symbol of the age of Aquarius. And that's what we're moving into. That is what's emerging in us. We are becoming our divine blueprints again. We are returning to the garden, which is all about God's sacred blueprint for life in a divine creation. So there's a lot more to share there, and I'm just going to leave it there. But I wanted to spotlight Dr. Panzica's work, which you can find on his website, and we'll be talking about these things and more this month. Okay, I have my segment where we're going to gather at the river with Dr. Terry Cole Whitaker. And I'm bringing her messages forth because I know and I feel in my heart that she would want her messages to continue in this vibrational aliveness because they are living energy. They are living insights. And if they resonate for you, have a listen. So there are about 5 teachings that I pulled out of her book, Dare to Be Great. In these excerpts, she's basically sharing with her readers that she asked her teacher, Violet, when she was, I can't remember how old she was. I want to say she was like maybe a teenager. And she was learning from Violet. And she asked Violet to write down the teachings to keep it very simple and so that it's shareable. And these are 4 or 5 of the core messages that Violet taught to Dr. Terry, who then shared with us over the course of her amazing and beautiful life. So this first one is, there is one power and presence for good that has no equal or opposite. We are both one with this one God and different, as each of us is a unique and distinct person with God-like qualities. This gives the Supreme Being the greatest opportunity to enjoy the pleasures of infinite variety. Just that one alone would be a beautiful template or blueprint of higher frequencies to spend time in the stillness with. Right? There is one power and presence for good that has no equal or opposite. We are both one with this one God and different, as each of us is a unique and distinct person with God-like qualities. I remember Dr. Terry saying that so many times in our podcasts and conversations together, and I didn't realize that it's just there in print, right? Inked into her book, Dare to Be Great. All of her wisdom, all of her messages, all of her life experiences and things that she uncovered is there for us in her books. The second one that I want to spotlight is the supreme creative force of pure love and bliss is all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere present. Within each of us is the same loving, all giving, perfect intelligence we call God, the creator and maintainer of the universe. We live, move, and have our being in this presence and power, which works for us as it works through us. That is so potent, with so much love within it. This supreme creative force of pure love and bliss is all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere present. Within each of us is the same loving, all-giving, perfect intelligence we call God, the creator and maintainer of the universe, right? It works for us as it works through us. That's so important, that last sentence, how it works for us as it works through us. Let's feel that. Let's go into the stillness in the month of July and remember this as more things are shaking up, releasing the old paradigm, and as the new is emerging, let's remember that we live, move, and have our being in this presence and power, the power of God, the creator, right? Which works for us as it works through us. Number 3, all that exists is within God, and God is all there is. Every person is godlike in nature and imbued with divine qualities. Each of us has the power of free will as to what we will do with our power, creative abilities, talents, and intelligence. Some can misuse her power of free will and bring harm to others and subsequently to herself. This is called evil or error. This is a powerful one. This is a powerful one. Every person is godlike in nature and imbued with divine qualities. But we have the power of free will. We have the power to direct our vibrational attention through our creative abilities and talents and intelligence, right? That means we need to be discerning of how we're directing our energy. We need to be discerning of how we're using our sacred power. And a lot of people misuse their power of their free will consciously. A lot of people misuse the power of their free will unconsciously. And whether it's conscious or unconscious, if they misuse their power, they are harming others, and they are also, which they don't realize, they are harming themselves, right? Their soul path, so that they can't shine their Christ light as bright as they're meant to be, right? And that is suffering. That is suffering when people are expressing their free will in these evil ways, in these erroneous ways, as Violet teaches. Okay, number 4, the universe is orderly, working according to laws created by a supreme and superior intelligence. When we work with the superior intelligence and use the laws of life intelligently, we are able to design our lives as an architect designs a magnificent structure. What is our structure that we've been reflecting on today together? Our bodies. It's our divine temples. It's our Merkaba. But our bodies are our physical expression of that magnificent structure I believe she's also talking about. So the universe is orderly. It's not chaotic. It's working according to laws created by a supreme and superior intelligence. This I know requires faith, but only if you faith as a verb, right? As an action, as an inner embracing. Only when we engage faith as this inner embracing, divine actioning, right? Will we experience the universe as orderly and working in perfect divine order? Very, very powerful. And the last one that I'm spotlighting today, we'll continue this next time, but everyone possesses tools of creativity, which include the abilities to desire, wish, believe, think, imagine, hear, see, speak, feel, and act. All these creative abilities are either part of or controlled through the mind. The mind is a mirror meant to reflect the spiritual world. But if left to its own devices without controls, the mind will reflect negativity, fear, poverty, and sorrow. We have talked many times on how the ego is contracted with the serpent's matrix. When we fell from grace, when we had to fall out of the garden, in the subsequent series of events, we all had experiences that in some way created trauma. And we have carried that trauma in those backpacks I've been talking about today. And who reminds us of our trauma? Who's contracted with the serpent's matrix to remind us of our trauma? The mind. If the mind is not mirroring the spiritual world, God's world, the true timeline, the mind is mirroring the serpent's timeline. And that's again how we have to be much more conscious about how we are directing our creative life force, how we are directing our attention into the experiences that we are having. The mind can be a master power, but if it is still usurped by the serpent's matrix and it is still in contract with the serpent, the satanic energy, the Luciferian energy, whatever you want to call that has caused so much pain and suffering and strife, we have to be aware that we are the ones that either choose through our minds and our creative abilities to align with the serpent's matrix, or we are choosing through our hearts, informing a divine mind to live and express and reflect the spiritual world, God's true timeline. The choice is ours, and the choices that we're making really reflect in the experiences we're having as to how we are expressing the tools of creativity that Dr. Terry and Violet are talking about here. We have a choice. We have choice points. And the more things shake up, the more those choices are going to get squeezed. And the more we are going to continue to have the choice to engage our divine mind, to mirror our divinity, or engage the serpent's usurped contracted mind that leads us into reflecting negativity and fear and lack and scarcity and poverty and sorrow and choices that create pain for ourselves and others. The choice is ours. The choice is ours. Okay, I have prepared another Garden Insights for you for July 2025. And let's now take all that we've been marinating in this morning. And now let's feel these messages from the garden. Right? The garden that we are all returning to, the true God timeline, the Garden of Eden. Greetings and welcome back to the frequencies of the garden from which we all came. For those in the Northern Hemisphere, it is summertime. It is summer solstice time, and it is a very hot summer indeed. Will you take a deep, divine, conscious breath in with me to cool any outer or inner heat storms in your life and in the collective's experience right now? Divine breath, source breath, is cooling. It is healing. It can feel like cool mountain spring water flowing through you, your circuitry, your creativity, and your literal life force flow. Create this connection in your life again if it has fallen away. We all need little cosmic and quantum reminders about what truly feeds our soul, especially in ascension times. For those in the Southern Hemisphere, it is winter solstice time. It is a time of great cooling, where connections with the sun, the great central sun, and grand central sun may be dimmer, yet they burn perfect embers of light within. Will you take a deep, divine, conscious breath in with me to warm up any inner and outer coldness and disconnectedness in your life? and in the collective's experiences right now? The world needs more divine warmth, source warmth in this way, reconnecting everyone to the oneness that we all truly are. And you can be a huge bridge and conduit of these intentions despite any wintry weather that suggests more of the 3D Matrix's games and tricks of separation. When we consciously breathe together in this way, awakened souls around the world achieve higher frequencied resonance and thus can breathe peace throughout the planet that inherently connects all to the oneness in divine source creation. July 2025 is bringing the light of the great central sun's energy to this world, to every landscape, to every inner landscape in every single one of us. Light is a theme of July 2025, as is creative expression. Consider July 2025 to be a warm-up to the epic frequencies of light that will pour through the 8-8 Lionsgate this year in August in inexplicable ways. Yet they will be felt by all. You are already feeling these light waves, heating up your soul's divine expression, igniting your passions, awakening your inner truth, and reclaiming your soul's remembrance codes. July 2025 is a time to take some deep divine conscious breaths in and allow the reclamation of your inner garden's divine light codes that stream the truth of who you really are. In your creativity resides your own everlasting soul light that knows the true meaning of who you are and why you are here at this time. Your knowing of these light code rememberings live within you, even if your ego, your separateness from God in a 3D matrix, insists otherwise. Everything you seek is seeking you from within. It's all there within you, within all of us. The time is now to remember and reclaim it. And July's infusions of more expansive light codes will boost your ability to connect with the divinity you truly are. Now, with so much light pouring into this planet and to your own mind, body, spirit, soul trinity, much will keep rising to the surface. Some will be joyful remembrances, and some will bring unhealed traumas, anxieties, worries, distractions, and separations to the surface as well. Many of you are no strangers to this cosmic cleansing of your energy fields, of soul patterns, wounds, and trauma triggers through time. Yet be aware that the potency of the light codes this summer in the Northern Hemisphere and in the winter in the Southern Hemisphere require the same dedicated healing, clearing, cleansing, and integration. For we are all remembering the more robust frequencies that we are as ascended and ascending masters on our pathways home to the garden. And in such sacred remembrance, we are remembering the allness of us, the healed, the unhealed, the connected, and the deep separation wounds we carry in our human frequencies, even if the soul light within us knows differently. July 2025 is summoning each of us back to the garden to compassionately witness and shower in love the most fragile and vulnerable aspects of ourselves as the sun blazes its heat across the whole planet, and it feels at times that we are being exposed to unbearable elements. They only feel overwhelmingly saturating until they are allowed to do their work to bring the seeds of greater enlightenment and alignment that inevitably lead to inner peace, higher awareness, and refreshing self-honesty and authenticity. You are all of this and more, and what awaits you on the other side of moving through the current ascension intensities is the bliss of fully remembering your gifts, your grace, and your divine capacity to know deep truths of the universe and divine creation. This is your grand return to the garden. Eve is seeding your return. The Adam and Eve codes of remembrance live within all of us. So tune in. Take some deep, conscious, divine breaths this month and go within. Connect with your inner Adam or Eve or both, and trust in the light in you that is leading you back to the garden through your willingness to trust and allow your own soul remembrance codes. It's happening. Ascension is happening right here and now in you. The great return is happening in your own alchemy, in your own willingness to consciously breathe and remember, to consciously breathe and see, to consciously breathe and allow your own divine belonging in the Creator's divine design and the sacred garden that has always been your home. Will you consciously breathe with God, Source Creator, and the Great Mother this month and allow deeper integration of the truth of who you are beyond any illusions that currently run patterns in your life? Will you allow this path to reclaim your place, your wholeness, and your light in the brilliance of the garden again? The garden awaits your active engagement and remembrance of all that you love best and most from your divine beginnings as a sacred soul of the God Spark. Here you are feeling the inward call to remember in very conscious and creative ways. Now is the time to allow it in. That is a message that I'm going to listen to throughout the month of July as things continue to heat up, as our bodies continue to communicate with us and invite us to feel what needs to heal. These garden insight reflections really speak to the knowings of our soul. And if you really listen to that message that I shared, there's a lot of energy about reclaiming and knowing and remembering. These are frequencies that are in vibrational ranges beyond simply belief, right? We are invited to reclaim our knowing. We are invited to reclaim the rememberings of what we know of ourselves through all time. There are no limitations. We are remembering the garden. We know this garden. We know these Adam and Eve codes inside us. We are called to reconnect with them. And perhaps that's also why the body that's keeping score is reminding us of all the pain that we've suffered from the ego and the slice of mind that serves the serpent's matrix, because we were never meant to serve the serpent's matrix. That's the greatest pain there is. Our fall from grace was falling out of connection and union with Source, with our God, Creator Source, with the Great Mother, right? So this is a grand return, and it's also a grand reclaiming, and it's a grand remembering. And I love these messages because they put us in a higher octave, a higher frequency state, where we are feeding our soul. How are we nourishing our soul to emerge into the true timeline of God, right? These are some of the ways. While we also tend to the body and the ways in which we need to clear old paradigm frequencies that no longer have a place in where we're headed. And we're also clearing the body that's holding those records. So it's a simultaneous process. We are clearing the old out of our own physical body structures, out of our own body records. And we're also inviting in the higher frequency knowings and rememberings of who we've always been. The garden insights are here to invite you there, right? To invite you into the higher octaves as you also simultaneously transcend and transmute the lower ones. Okay, I'm just going to reflect on these slides very briefly. I shared these the last time. These are the same slides. I spotlighted 8 core soul traits that the divine creative hero has within their innate sovereign blueprint. And I also spotlighted 8 core literacies that the divine creative hero, that's you, that's me, is remastering in these ascension times. Right? So those 8 core soul traits are vital to reclaiming, there's the word reclaiming, our divine creative hero's sacred literacy and soul mastery. Right? That sacred literacy and soul mastery leads to our own personal ascension and our return to the garden, the true God timeline. So again, I'm just having this on the screen briefly. I'm just going to read the 8 core traits, and maybe we'll review this more next time just to revisit it a little deeper. Authenticity, courage, joy, gratitude, resourcefulness, community support, divine flow, and creative prosperity. These core traits help your reclamation process. They help you to remember your garden abundance wheel, the blueprint for living in the garden again that lives inside you. It's you. You have the keys inside. These are your traits. And these are traits that we want to consciously remain aware of as we continue to see the quakes and shakes in these in-between times. While we're in between the worlds, we have these core traits for a reason, for the season of the ascension. Okay, and these next 8 core divine creative hero literacies and masteries on the Eden awakening wheel. Of course, the first is garden literacy, which is why we're talking so much about the garden. We must remember the story of the garden, the fall, and the journey back to divine wholeness. Creative sovereignty, heart consciousness, intuitive trust, interconnected unity, divine innocence, sacred discernment. So vital right now. And harmonious co-creation. There's a lot of details to those 8 core literacies and things we're remastering again. But this wheel also lives inside us. These gears of the Eden awakening wheel live inside us, and they're turning. They're awakening. And they're leading us back to the abundance of the garden, right? To the joy of the garden. This is why we came. We came to embody, to reclaim, to re-embody what we always were, what we have always been. Okay, and with that said, I have several songs prepared for you today to fortify these messages that we're talking about. The body, we need to feel to heal. We need to listen and honor what's coming up inside us so that we can release the densities and embrace more of this Christed light, these light infusions in July 2025 and beyond. And also how we're on divine assignment, that we're change makers of the new dawn. There's a Vitruvian awakening song that comes from the insights that Dr. Panzica spotlighted in his recent article about the solstice. So there's a lot of insights and inspiration for you musically and lyrically that I prepared for you, because these are tools for the journey, right? These are soul skills. These are positive ways that we're nourishing the higher aspects that we are as the lower ones are falling away. And with that said, let's listen to Listen and Honor, song number 1.
Whispers rising in the quiet shade. Body speaks in a language it made. A map of wisdom in every ache. The truth it holds, it cannot fake. Listen close to the heart's soft call, through the shadows where the echoes fall. Honor the signals, let them lead to the healing path we truly need. in the cold. Body cues, a guide so true. Follow the signs, they'll carry you. Listen close to the heart's soft call. Through the shadows where the echoes fall. Honor the signals, let them lead to the healing path we truly need. Aching joints, a weary soul. These are the whispers that make us whole. Every step, a chance to be free. The body's wisdom holds the key. Listen close to the heart's soft call. Through the shadows where the echoes fall. Honor the signals, let them lead to the healing path we truly need.
We are here to listen and to honor the signals that our bodies are giving to us. I think the body is often the last to get attention, right? Our emotional body probably gets the most attention, right? Because that's our feelings. Yet through the filters of our ego minds, our emotions are not the same things as our feelings, but our ego reacts. Our emotions react. That gets the attention. That sounds alarms, right? And then perhaps our mental body kicks in because the ego goes in to think about the emotions that we're feeling. Again, a second filter, right? And so the ego steps up and says, through its mind that is contracted with the serpent's matrix, to think about what we're feeling, but through all of its interpretations and filters, right? So those two things perk up initially. And then we have our spiritual body that wants to communicate with us and was through gut feelings, through intuitions and all of that. But it is our physical body that often waits for last. And here we are in this ascension decade. Here we are at this midpoint where the body is saying, okay, we're at that last time now. We're in the last quarter of the race, right? We are in the final lap of this journey, and I need you to listen and honor my signals and what I'm sharing with you. That's what that song is all about. Okay, Divine Assignment is the next one. Let's have a listen.
The road is steep, the winds they howl, yet I stand firm, won't back down now. A fire burns deep inside my chest. To honor the call, I give my best. I came for these times, the moment is mine. With courage I'll rise, through mountains I'll climb. The stars in the sky, they whisper my name. A hero on purpose, I'm playing the game. The shadows stretch, the night feels long, but I've got strength where I belong. Each scar a map of battles faced, a testament to the dreams I chase. I came for these times, a moment is mine. With courage I'll rise, through mountains I'll climb. The stars in the sky, they whisper my name. A hero on purpose, I'm playing the game. Embrace the storm, it's fuel to grow. Each challenge a step for the soul to glow. We persevere, we break the chains. The calling is clear through joy and pain. I'm playing the game. Ooh.
Okay, we are these divine creative heroes here on Epic Assignment. We have our divine assignments. We have to listen to the codes inside us. We came for these times. There's no accident that we are here. And it's no accident that you're listening to these particular messages that I bring through. So I'm grateful that you're here because these messages are here to remind you to remember the garden, to tune into your divine assignment, to tap into your sacred purpose. I don't like that lyric of a hero on purpose, I'm playing the game. I couldn't edit out playing the game because I'm not playing games. So that is one sentence fragment in the song that I don't agree with because I'm not playing games. I wish it said I'm not playing games. A hero on purpose, I'm not playing games. But still, a lot of the other frequencies in the song sing to our experience of living on divine assignment. And what is our greatest purpose? What is our purpose? It's our frequency. That's why we have to feel. We want to get beyond the emotional filters. We want to get beyond the mental filters. We want to feel our true divine nature. That's our divine assignment. That's our purpose. Living the frequency God made us to be. Very, very powerful. Okay, the next song, Change Makers of a New Dawn.
We carried the weight through the shadowed streets, the echoes of pain that we'd never meet. But now we lay down what has tethered our wings to rise in the light where the future sings. No more distractions, the sky opens wide, the change makers roaring like waves on the tide. A new day is calling, a new dawn will see the heroes within us, unbound and free. The scars on our hearts tell the stories we've known, but strength is the garden where courage has grown. We walk through the fire, the embers ignite, to build a tomorrow that bursts into light. No more distractions, the sky opens wide, the change makers roaring like waves on the tide. A new day is calling, a new dawn will see the heroes within us, unbound and free. We lift our
I love that. The heroes within us, unbound and free. We are the change makers of this new dawning, of the grand return. We are at the garden's gates. We are here. We are here, right? And at the midpoint of this ascension journey, this ascension decade, we are here, and it's us that opens the gate. It's a vibrational key. It's a vibrational octave. It's a code inside us. And it's the Adam and Eve codes. It's the Adam and Eve codes inside us that are reclaiming the divine truth and essence of who we are. So very, very powerful. We are unbound and free. Okay, let's have a listen to this next one, Vitruvian Awakening.
In the age of stars we rise anew. The cosmos whispers what we once knew. A perfect design within our frame. Mind, body, spirit call our name. The Vitruvian man stands tall inside. A sacred map where truths reside. Reflections dance in the mirrored sea. Unlock the chains, let the soul break free. Reclaim the light, reclaim the fire. We are the spark of the world's desire. Infinite threads in the cosmic weave. Divine by design if we just believe. Feel the rhythm of celestial flow. Galaxies hum in the depths we know. Through inner space we find the way to touch the stars in the light of day. The universe hums through every vein. A symphony sung in joy and pain. The heavens speak in a silent tune. Beneath the sun and the silver moon. Reclaim the light, reclaim the fire. We are the spark of the world's desire. Infinite threads in the cosmic weave. Divine by design if we just believe.
We are divinely designed, right? We need to remember this blueprint is inside us. It's in the map of the astrology. It's the map of the Vitruvian man. It's in the map of the Adam and Eve codes of the garden inside us. We just have to simply remember and reclaim our divine design. And we do that by feeling the frequencies that God made us to be. Okay, so the next one is Light Will Lead Us. Let's have a listen.
The winds are wild, the skies are gray. The ground is shaking under our sway. Currencies fall like leaves on the breeze, but hope rises stronger, it's what we need. Jobs fade like whispers in the night. Markets shifting in the dimmest light. But deep inside there's a spark that glows, a truth that rises and overthrows. Light will lead us through the haze, shattering lies in the darkest maze. The world is changing, it's time to see. world's a puzzle, shifting and wide, but we're the pieces that align with pride. Light will lead us through the haze, shattering lies in the darkest maze. The world is changing, it's time to see. We hold the power to set it free.
This is such a beautiful song with a powerful message. For years, in many of the messages that came through me, I would hear again and again to let the light lead. The light is the Christed spark. It's the divine, sacred light inside us. It's our Christ Sophia codes. We are blueprinted with that light. It is our essence. And if we will feel it and allow it to lead us, we will navigate this being stretched in the in-between times at this time, right? If we want to move and sway in the flow, right? We want to be divinely flexible to allow the light to lead us, but it is here to guide us and it is here to set us free. And again, all this comes also back to our choices, how we divinely direct our attention, right? Where is our energy flowing? Where are we directing our energy on a moment-to-moment basis through us each and every day? And if we don't like the direction of our energy, the beautiful thing is you just shift it. You make a different vibrational choice. You claim the light inside us, the map of God inside you, leading you. You are blueprinted for this perfection. You are blueprinted to move through these times with ease and grace and groundedness and light. So let's claim it. Let's allow it. Let's embrace it. Okay, the next song, interestingly, Codes of Light. Let's have a listen.
Sparks that light the flame, a mirror held to life's own name. The shifting tides the earth's embrace, through endless skies we find our place. We are the codes of light divine, threads of stars in a grand design. Through the shadows we gently rise, unlocking truth with open eyes. The world it bends, the colors flow. Each step we take, new seeds we sow. The landscape shifts, the echoes hum, a call to all our time has come. Beyond the veil, beyond the sight, lies the path bathed in quiet light. Look within and there you'll find the truth that frees the seeking mind. We are the codes of light divine, threads of stars in a grand design. Through the shadows we gently rise, unlocking truth with open eyes. souls combine.
We are codes of the light divine, threads of stars in a grand design. That's us. That's our blueprinted essence, a mirrored reflection in the astrology, in God's blueprint for creation, in sacred geometry, in everything that the light touches that is of God. We are those codes of light, and we are remembering our threads of that starlight in the grand design, and we are the star seeds. We are the divine creative heroes awakening to the truth of who we really are and believing in the truth of God's design beyond the serpent's grand illusion. I know some days it can feel a bit challenging, especially if those stressors trigger in our body's temple, right? In the body that's been keeping the score. But if you just remember that you are blueprinted with these Adam and Eve codes of light that know the way home, that know the keys to the garden, that tap into the traits, those essences of the divine creative hero, and also that invite you to, in the stillness time, in your meditation time, when you're reflecting, right? And you're tuning in to the literacies required for this journey, you will cultivate those literacies. You will nurture them because you are coded with light, with the blueprint for this grand return. It's simply a choice to direct your vibrational attention in the direction of the return, of the garden's gates. Okay, the next one is the garden's call.
Under the moon where the whispers play, Eve's shadow dances in the softest sway. We walk the path where the old roots grow, seeking truth in the earth below. Oh, great mother, guide our way through the night into the day, with courage, faith, and hearts aligned. The garden calls, we'll find our time. The stars above, they hold our past, each one a story meant to last. Through trials deep and sky so wide, we reclaim the light we hold inside. Oh, great mother, guide our way through the night into the day, with courage, faith, and hearts aligned. The garden calls, we'll find our time. The rivers hum, the mountains cry, the winds they whisper a lullaby. In every step the truth unfolds, the garden waits for the brave and bold. through shadows thick and fears unknown. We carve a path to the seeds we've sown, with fortitude and love's embrace. The garden blooms in a sacred space.
Oh, great mother, right? The garden is calling us. Eve is a great mother, and Mother Earth is the great mother. The garden is calling us home, and we are listening. We are listening. Let's have a listen to this next one, The River's Way.
The river whispers in ancient tongue. Her song is soft, but her will is strong. She calls us home where we belong. Through endless waters we're carried along. The great mother speaks in ripples and waves, guiding her children through the path she paves. Feelings are the map her hands have drawn. Discernment steers us where faith is born. Each stream connects to a tale untold, a journey carved through the earth so bold. Her voice the wind, her heart the cold, yet her love is the warmth that we all hold. The great mother speaks in ripples and waves, guiding her children through the path she paves. Feelings are the map her hands have drawn. Discernment steers us where faith is born. Her waters rise when our spirits fall. A cleansing tide answers every call. Through storm and still we hear it all. The river is the way that unites us all. The great mother speaks in ripples and waves, guiding her children through the path she paves. Feelings are the map her hands have drawn. Discernment steers us where faith is born.
I love this song. There's something, I have truth bumps listening to it. Discernment steers us where faith is born. The great mother, the river is the mother. She's calling us home where we belong. She's calling us back to the garden. Beautiful song to also feel inside you the frequency of returning to the mother, the river, the garden. It's time to find our flow. It's time to allow ourselves to make the journey home. We are on that journey. If you're listening to a video like this, you're on the journey. We just need to continue steady on and find joy in simple ways every single day, in just experiencing in moments of your day in some conscious breathing and allowing that divine creative hero to know that you are in union again with Source and that you are living the garden again. You are expressing the garden in you, in your life today. Okay, the next song is Rise and Radiate.
A spark ignites deep in the soul, burning bright, making us whole. Illusions crumble, ash to the floor. We rise above, we crave much more. Chains of the past dissolve like rain. We're free to soar, we break the chain. Shadows cast, we find our glow. In every heart, the truth will show. The Aquarian dawn, it starts to bloom. We light the world, dispelling gloom. Ascend with light, it paves the way, heating the path to a brighter day. Chains of the past dissolve like rain. We're free to soar, we break the chain. Together we rise, hand in hand, building a world that understands the power of love, the strength of peace. Our journey to freedom will never cease.
We are ascending with light. Chains of the past are dissolving like rain. We're free to soar. We're breaking the chains. We're embracing these winds of change. We're embracing our inner blueprints. We're embracing our reclamation of the garden. We're reclaiming it to rise and radiate. The Christ Sophia codes, the Adam and Eve codes, right? Adam and Eve are living expressions as frequencies of the Christed Sophia codes. And those codes live in all of us. Awakening Garden. Here's the next one. Let's have a listen.
Rising ears in the morning glow, awakening hearts where rivers flow. Atoms remember the stars we are, guided by light from worlds afar. Craving truth with arms stretched wide, authentic souls, no need to hide. Divine gifts bloom like flowers in spring. Heroes rise with the songs they sing. Breaking chains that held us tight, turning shadows into light. Ascending now with a fearless stride, freeing the planet, hearts open wide. Craving truth with arms stretched wide, authentic souls, no need to hide. Divine gifts bloom like flowers in spring. Heroes rise with the songs they sing. planting seeds in the garden we share. Whispering winds tell ancient lore. We're going home forevermore. Craving truth with arms stretched wide. Authentic souls, no need to hide. Divine gifts bloom like flowers in spring. Heroes rise with the songs they sing.
We're going home forevermore. The awakening garden, it's rising inside us. It's calling us home. We are craving truth with arms stretched wide. Our hearts are invited to awaken wide open and allow those divine blueprints to lead us, to let the light inside us to guide us, right? These are these times we have all of it is inside us. It is so amazing to feel that. Can you really tap into that? I'm inviting you to tap into the awakening garden, the awakening blueprint that's in you, that's in your codes. You remember too, or you wouldn't be attracted to videos like this, right? There's something inside your soul that knows and remembers and is reclaiming it too. Okay, the last one is called the Light One.
From solstice light to the lion's gate, we hold the key to change our fate. Through storms of doubt we carve our way. The dawn is here, no night can stay. Heroes rise to claim the throne. Freedom's voice carved in stone. Prosperity, wisdom guide the way. The light has won, this is our day. Through shadows deep and mountains tall, we broke the chains, we heard the call. Divine creation in our hands. We're the spark that lights the land. Heroes rise, reclaim the throne. Freedom's voice carved in stone. Prosperity, wisdom guide the way. The light has won, this is our day. Ascend beyond the veil of fear. Victory whispers loud and clear. Transcendence blooms, the time is now. Lift your head and take the vow. Heroes rise, reclaim the throne. Freedom's voice carved in stone. Prosperity, wisdom guide the way. The light has won, this is our
The light won. The light is already victorious. You are that light. We are that light. We are simply remembering and reclaiming the light within that has already won, that's already in the garden, that's already connected with Source, that never left the light of Source. Only a slice of our consciousness did into this experience. So to me, that's a beautiful affirmation song about the light already having won, the light being victorious. It already is through time and space. This Earth planet just has to catch up with the vibrational echo that it already is done. God is always victorious. God is eternally victorious. And the God within you is eternally victorious. So let's remember that when challenges or stressors or things that overwhelm us rise in our consciousness and seem to get louder than the knowing that the light has already won. Let's listen to songs like this month as we make our ascension journeys. Let's listen to these light codes inviting the Adam and Eve inside you to reflect, to remember, to reclaim, and to re-know yourself as the divine Christed spark that you truly are. So this is just a slide that I keep in my presentations. I have some more work to do to bring over some of the Frequency Writer blogs. I'm going to be working on that through the month of July. So I invite you to visit my Substack page at frequencywriter.substack.com. I invite you to subscribe at Color the Magic on YouTube, subscribe at frequencywriter.substack.com. Visit with Whole Soul School and Foundation. We have a lot of wonderful podcasts and messages archived over the last many years, especially deeply covering the hero's journey as outlined by Joseph Campbell. So you can see a lot of interviews and podcasts and conversations there. You can find us on Rumble and X.com and through social and Telegram and Spotify and a lot of your favorite streaming platforms. I invite you to subscribe and please share this video. And if you would like a coaching session with me, reach out to me at frequencywriter@gmail.com. And also if you have interest learning about these new tools, these new aspects of the new financial systems, these new aspects of the new vibrational systems, please reach out to me again at frequencywriter@gmail.com. And I look forward to speaking with you. So thank you. I would love for you to share in the comments your experience of these ascension times and anything in these messages that sparks something in you. Maybe it's the body that's been keeping a record, and maybe you're aware that you can no longer distract yourself from the work that is yours to do, to feel those feelings, to heal those feelings, those memories, to release those, to make room for the Christed Sophia codes that are coming in these infusions of light for July 2025 that is laying a Christ-lit path all the way through the Lion's Gate of August. These are going to be some potent months still yet to go in this summer, at least in the Northern Hemisphere and in the wintry months in the Southern Hemisphere. But there's heat across this planet, and it's coming from the infusions of light to spark the remembrance and the reclaiming of who we truly are. So blessings, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful month of July. Happy Independence Day here in the United States. And also, I would just say global Independence Day. Happy global Independence Day to all divine creative heroes across the planet. And I will see you next month with another series of inspirational messages for our ascension journeys. Bye for now.